I can't erase. And we behind. It's on my mind. I guess it go like na 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 la 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 la. Ooh.
All right, boys. Welcome back to another boot camp, another trade recap, and another tip and trick little video for you guys. So today we have two trades that we're going to go over. One is currently still live. Another one has currently hit 3 take profits. The other one is still moving. Like stop loss and take profit are still live. Who knows where it's going to go? But that being said, let's jump right into this, boys. So we'll first go over the trade that is currently, already done its job. So this is gold. All right. So this was just a classic TJR Forex strategy execution. All right. So we had these New York stock exchange lows. All right. We see price kind of dump into these during this previous New York session. And I did see that this little leg up here with this break of structure, this really wasn't enough for me. This, again, like I always say, market experience, it really just was like, I just wasn't a fan of this. The break of structure wasn't enough. And I wanted to ideally see the majority of this fair value gap to get filled, if not all of it. And then look what happened. Price came on down, filled all of it, came back up, boom, bops its head, breaks the structure to the upside when New York was actually open. This is obviously start of pre-market. And then we see New York actually open at 1430 right here. Okay, and then we get the break of structure, entered off that, stop underneath these lows. Okay, my Forex strategy doesn't necessarily need to wait for a third confluence. So price went up, hit our take profit 1, which was based off of the previous New York Stock Exchange highs. As you guys know, I like to mark out the highs and lows with just from the base up to the wick. So our first take profit was right here. And unfortunately for me, I know some people in the Discord were able to stick this one out, but I got hit for take profit 1, ended up making 7.7K, and then boom, we just barely got wicked out at break even. However, some people in the Discord were able to stay in this, and price ended up hitting take profit 2 and 3, which again is based off of these Asian session and I guess London session combined highs, right? We did it off the base of the candle and then off the wick of the candle. Those 3 got hit. We still have an extended take profit that some Discord members are actually still in. So stop is at break even on this if they're still in it. Pretty simple trade, just purely took it off of like this liquidity sweep, this taking out of these previous session lows. Simple little 5-minute break of structure, and now price is rallying. How I could have executed this better. I really like this trade. My Forex strategy is pretty plain and simple. Just wait for these session lows to get taken out and then wait for a 5-minute break of structure. And this is kind of what I was talking about yesterday. Like when you win, you have trouble trying to figure out what you could have done better. Honestly, like for me, what I could have done better is, maybe wait for a little dip down. Like as we can see on the 5-minute, we see, okay, we get that break of structure, but then we see like a little dip down on the 5-minute, and that usually happens after you get a break of structure. There's usually an instant reaction like to the downside to kind of like scare people out, like as we can see right here. So honestly, like if I had entered just like off that little dip down, even off the body of this, like I would have been saved and would have ended up being able to hit take profit 2, 3, and then potentially 4 all the way up there. So that's how I would say I could have traded this one better. Now let's go over this GU trade that we are currently in. Very, very similar execution on this. We have right over here, literally same execution. We have these previous New York session lows. Okay, we did it off the base of the candle down to the wick. And as we can see right in here, okay, price tapped into it. We're waiting for a break of structure. We get it, boom, when New York Stock Exchange opens, which New York Stock Exchange opened right here on this candle. We get a break of structure, entered purely off the break of structure because my Forex strategy, I don't know, that's just like worked for the past in me and never really needed to wait for an extra confluence on it. And now we're currently just sitting in a little bit of drawdown right now. Here, let me get rid of this real quick. It's currently just sitting in a little bit of drawdown. Who knows if this is going to come stop me out? Who knows if this is going to want to seek out these all-time lows all the way over here? The reason why I took this was a couple things. We have a high time frame order block right here off this, right? We can see this expansion, this quick move down, and then boom, big expansion to the upside. So high time frame order block along with these New York lows getting tapped into, along with the break of structure of the upside on the 5-minute, hitting pretty much every single confluence on the Forex strategy. We pushed up for a little bit, took out some liquidity here. It looks like we're retracing down a bit. We still are fulfilling bullish structure on the 15-minute. For now, we're still fulfilling bullish structure on the 5-minute. So again, I'm unconcerned about this. How I could have traded this better. Honestly, I like this trade. Maybe if I do get stopped out, maybe I should have waited for these New York lows to fully get taken out. We did just come off of like this big expansion down. So maybe, focus on the daily bias or the trend a little bit better. But this was the execution that I decided to take for this morning. Because I did expect to see like a bit of relief after this big dump down, similar to that GJ trade that we took yesterday. If we look, where was it? Can't even remember. Well, we took it off something. Oh yeah, it was right over here. We took the longs right over here. Price ended up rallying real high. Ended up hitting like 2 or 3 take profits on that. So that's pretty good. Now let's go over some of like the tips and things that I would like to focus on. I honestly want to have the same conversation that I had with my Discord this morning. And if you guys don't know, I take all these trades live with my Discord every morning. The Discord is currently closed right now, but you guys can, first of all, get access to the free Discord just through the link in my bio. It'll take you to the WAP page and you just hit, boom, the free access. And from there, you can get on the wait list to join. And from there, you can, you'll put your card information in, you won't get charged until the 1st of the month, and that's when you'll get access to it. Or you could just wait until the 1st through the 7th of every single month, and that's when the Discord will end up being open. So just putting that out there if you do want to take advantage of that. But I would like to talk about what we talked about on the Discord, which was essentially like, again, your mindset when it comes to trading. And like today, we entered this trade right here, off this break of structure to the upside. And we instantly see like one doji candle in the 5-minute and then like kind of a large like bearish candle to the downside. However, we're still bullish on the 5-minute. And a bunch, I'm obviously reading the chat in Discord and everyone's saying like, oh, we're going to lose this. I can't, I don't know why I took this. This was a stupid trade. Shouldn't have done this. And like, we measured it out from our entry down to where price went. Price went down 11 pips. Our stop loss in total is 24 pips. So price didn't even move down 50% of what we were willing to risk of our drawdown. Didn't even move down that much. And people were already stressing out. People were already getting emotional about the trade that they were in, the trade that they took, right? Like this is a trade that I took. And they, by all means, didn't have to take it. I was just giving, what I was taking and giving my confluences on it and showing them what they paid for. And it was just like, it kind of got to the point where like I had been seeing that day in and day out on the Discord. So I kind of snapped today. I kind of went on a bit of a rant. And for any Discord members watching this, go ahead and write down in the comments, how it went. I think you guys took it great. I pretty much was saying, hey, look, you got to have a real conversation with yourself. If you're really stressing about price moving down less than 50% into drawdown, and that's causing you to get out of a trade, or that's causing you to second guess a trade, maybe trading's not for you. Or maybe you need to have a serious conversation with yourself like, hey, I need to fix my emotions to get better at this, because right now I'm getting real emotional while while trading, and that's just not a good headspace to be in. Maybe you need to, first of all, de-risk. Maybe you shouldn't even be on a live account. If you're having those thoughts and those emotions, you definitely shouldn't be on a live account. You should be trading on demo. You should be learning the skill of trading until you can prove to yourself that, hey, I'm worthy enough to be trading on a actual live account. And then like moving from there, I kind of, like got on their ass about, their emotions and all that stuff. And then on top of that, I was talking about how trading, like, you need to treat this as like a full-time job. I treat this as a job. I get pretty locked in when I trade, and it's pretty distracting. Or it's not even distracting. It's just like, I obviously read the Discord chat while we're trading and while we're, supposed to be working. And it's like pretty crazy how like people are like making jokes, like, sending a bunch of stuff in there. And it's like, there's a time and place for all that stuff. And I just don't necessarily think the 2 hours out of the day where you're supposed to lock in and focus on your job is that time and place for that stuff. Like you have 22 other hours during the day versus, when you could have just like 2 hours of your day where you got to stay focused and stay locked in and, like not be emotional, not let like your emotions get the best of you. And like, even right now, like, like I'm in drawdown and I don't care. First of all, cause I hit take profit 1 on gold. Like I'm probably chilling for the day. Even if this does end up stopping me out. And it's like, you just have to sit down and be like, okay, do I actually want to take this seriously? Because that's the only way that you'll get better at this, if you actually take it seriously and if you treat it like a full-time job. If you're like, messing around, like, sending memes or just like goofing off, not paying too much attention to the charts, not actually focusing before you trade, like it's going to directly affect your performance. Like, so if you're sitting there wondering, hey, why am I not winning trades? And like, you're just rolling out of bed right when New York Stock Exchange opens, and you're like taking a trade half asleep. That's probably a big reason why why you're losing trades, right? Like, some of you guys might just roll out of bed and go straight to your job, but not a job that's high performance. That it's like playing sports, like, would you roll straight out of bed and like, 5 minutes later you got to play in a basketball game, no stretch, no nothing, like can't even get your mental right, can't even get your body right for it. It's pretty similar to trading, except instead of like the body work, you need to get your mental right. Because if we're being real, like, 99% of people can't do this. And if you are just assuming that, hey, I can roll out of bed every single day, or I can fuck around every single day and mess around and not necessarily take this thing super seriously, then you probably won't go far with this. So it really just like depends on like how serious you want to take this, and if you like are going to be real with yourself and say, okay, like I actually really do want to do this for a living, I actually do want to take this seriously, like I do want to treat this like a job, then treat it like that. Like, yes, you're not profitable right now, but what do all profitable traders do? They wake up, an hour, 2 hours. Like I wake up 4 hours before market even opens. I'm wide awake. I'm, like I've already taken pre-workout. I've drank my coffee. Like I'm wide awake. I work out before I trade just so I can like clear my mind, clear my head, and like get cardio in, like get your body stimulated and ready for the day. Because with trading, like unlike other jobs, you just need to be super locked in for 2 hours out of the day, and that's really all. Like that's it. And if you can't perform for those 2 hours, then you're screwed for the rest of the day, and it can fuck up your mental. It can fuck up, like let's say you don't perform during those 2 hours a day for a whole month. You don't make money for that month. And it's as simple and as sad as that. So, like look at all the profitable traders. They take this shit real seriously. They're looking at news every day. They're analyzing news data. They're watching the charts. They're keeping up to date with it. They're doing trade recaps. They're back testing. They're doing all this stuff to keep improving their craft. So what makes you think that you, an unprofitable trader, can just roll out of bed and take a trade and end up being profitable and be a better trader than the people who take this shit real seriously and who are still already profitable, who have the skill of trading and who already know how to do this? What makes you think you can do less than the people who already know how to do this and still perform? Right? It's a serious conversation that you need to have with yourself. And, you know, like I recommend just writing some of that stuff down. Like, just sitting down with yourself and saying like, okay, what do I have to do to get myself in like a good mental spot? Whether it's like meditating, whether it's, like maybe reading like 10 pages of a book just to, you know, like give yourself peace of mind. I know for me, like I got ADD and ADHD and I'm always bugging out, as you guys know from the boot camp videos. Like I'm a tweaker, bro. Like I need to get energy out before I sit down and trade, or else I'll be tweaking while I trade. And I still tweak out while I trade, and the Discord knows that, but like, it's like, it's not necessarily distracted energy. It's still like focused energy. And that's kind of the main point of this little boot camp video today's, you know, like what is your mental at, where are you focused on, when you're trading? Are you focused on other things? Are you focused on the charts? Are you focused on, like, let's say you have a big breakup with your girlfriend, or like, you know, like you lose a loved one. Are you okay to trade that day? Most likely you're not. Like you need to take that day off. Like that's very stressful. You know, like if a girlfriend breaks up with you, like you're already in a terrible mood. How do you think you would feel if you end up losing a trade, right? Like let's say I end up losing this trade. And on top of that, like I get dumped or whatever. I don't have a girlfriend right now, but let's say all that happens in the same day. Like that's going to cause some serious like emotional issues, that is definitely not the best for trading and will honestly end up spiraling out of control. So it's keeping your mind and your emotions intact. That's the most important when it comes to this. So figure out like a little routine for yourself. Figure out something, where you can, you know, end up focusing up, locking in, for this kind of thing, because like this is a big deal. This is a job that's like very high stress, very high risk as well. And if you don't have everything locked in for those couple hours that you end up trading for the day, it's going to directly correlate to your performance. And like obviously the people that do this for a living, like they have bad weeks, not only in trading but in life. And like when you, like I know me personally, last week like I was down in the dumps, like I don't know what it was, like I just wasn't in a great mood, and like you could literally see a direct correlation to that in my trading. And you know, like I'm in a bad mood, and like because of that, like my mind is just like in a negative state, and because of that, you know, like I had a small losing week. So just something to think about, for you guys, little tips and tricks with TJR. You know, get yourself a morning routine, make sure you're in a good mental state to be able to take trades. And if you aren't, then just plain and simple, don't trade for that day, or get yourself to a point where you are able to trade for that day, but with a sound mind, and like, you know, understand where you're at emotionally, and just be like, okay, like, am I actually okay to trade today, or am I just coping and like convincing myself that I'm okay to trade because I want to take out my emotions on the charts, because like I want to make money. I'm like searching for this dopamine boost of like gambling and making money, because I just had like this bad experience happen, or I'm just like in a bad mood today, so I want this good mood to pick me up, the potential to have this good mood pick me up. And odds are it'll never happen. Odds are you'll lose the trade and, you know, end up revenge trading and taking way more losses than you actually should have. So that being said, much love. I appreciate y'all. I will catch you guys tomorrow, and I'll update the TikTok on however this trade does. Obviously this gold trade went well, but this one, who knows where it's gonna go. We're down 50% of drawdown now. Oh no. But I'll let you guys know how this goes. I'll keep you guys updated on the TikTok. That being said, I'll catch you guys. Peace out.